Hello and welcome to this week's Coaching for Self-Belief podcast with Pete and Andy. Pete, what have you got for us this week?
It's a follow-on, Andy, from the podcast we did on the GROW model.
Yeah.
And a few weeks in, after I set the kids up with allowing them to choose one simple goal that they wanted to work on up until Christmas, and they all wrote it down on their index cards and started working on it some of the time in some of the lessons subsequently. And I was just talking to one of the coaches that takes the group during the week, and I just thought it was really nice because she reported back one of the kids, especially, she'd noticed that she felt like him being listened to was really important for him, and that she felt like she could tell a difference since him choosing his goal in his demeanor, in his body language, just how he is. Interestingly, he wanted to work on feeling more confident on the court and on his mental skills, like not getting so annoyed after the point and things like that. And it's provided an opportunity for her to remind him, or just to ask with him, just to check in with him, quite often, and how's it going? And, what are you focused on now to help you, feel better between the points, that kind of thing. And what I wanted to kind of share was the feeling that just asking somebody what they want to work on is a bit like a gift that keeps giving. And that, it's not just that one moment of allowing someone to choose and giving them the responsibility, which then helps them to feel listened to and to feel more confident. But it's that opportunity, the constant opportunity following on from that in the days and weeks afterwards, where you can just remind them that they've been listened to, check in with them, and it just builds the trust between the coach and the student in a lovely way. And can just be very powerful in that way. So that's what I wanted to report, just that there's been a nice bit of kind of follow-up evidence, if you like, perhaps subtle in a way, but certainly to me and to this other coach, where we feel like we can see the difference.
That's interesting that boy wanted to work on his confidence as well.
That he chose that. Very nice. And so that's just the fact of giving him the chance to choose to work on that has helped his confidence.
Yeah.
Just by itself.
Almost as if he knew that might be coming, but he didn't, probably.
So that's great. You see the kids and they puff up and their eyes light up just when you say, how's it going? And they know that you're talking about the goal that they chose, and they just feel better about themselves.
And it's interesting as well, isn't it, how that happens to some kids, but not all. But when it does when a kid does light up, because it means so much to them to be asked, and they just like a light goes on, they feel really empowered. It's a lovely feeling to experience as a coach. But I've also noticed it doesn't work with everybody. I'm not sure of the reasons for that, but when it does, it is tremendously. It's a lovely feeling as a coach to see it. I mean, do you have any ideas about why sometimes it doesn't actually light up with some kids?
I would say it's quite likely to be a mistrust in the teaching process. That hours and hours and hours and years of school environment where they're constantly being told what to do, and there are constant leading questions where the teacher knows the answer, and they're trying to coax out the right answer. So there's a sort of built-in learned mistrust in the teacher-pupil relationship. And I think for some people it takes longer to build that trust back. That when the teacher asks me a question, it's not because they're testing me. It's because they genuinely want to find out what I'm experiencing.
And possibly some kids, just like any human, will be more trusting than others, and it possibly because of those experiences. But that's how it is, isn't it? You know, sometimes people will light up straight away when you ask them, what would you like to do? And other times people will be a little bit reticent still and a little bit cautious, like you say, because of the past.
And fear of judgment as well. That's always such a big factor in everything. And that, for people that aren't used to having the responsibility, to suddenly be given that responsibility is scary. And then even more scary if, what if I choose something to work on and then I'm judged that I've chosen badly, or maybe I don't do very well with it, and then I'm judged on that.
That's right.
So that there's a subconscious resistance then to being asked. So a very real fear that's in people, that's again been learned over many years. And my experience is that over time, everyone can kind of go back to that trust, or find that level of trust. That if for me as a teacher, if I'm consistent and they start to get evidence that if I ask an open question, that it's not going to damage them in any way, that they're not going to be judged, that whatever answer they give is truly okay.
And these are the skills that we help coaches to learn, aren't they? So if you ever come on one of our courses, we delve quite a lot into these skills of listening and asking questions, just as you were explaining there. Very good. Brilliant. So what's the takeaway, Pete?
The takeaway is the coaching skill set of listening and non-directive questioning, effective questioning, being able to set goals in a non-directive way, that rather than, not that it's wrong for a coach to choose something for a student to work on, of course not, but that there's a real power in sometimes choosing to allow the student to choose. And the benefits of that are, as we just said at the beginning, it's the gift that keeps giving.
Absolutely. Brilliant.
Very good. So remember your questioning skills and use them often, and hopefully that gift will keep giving for you as well.
Yeah, nice one, Pete.
Thanks for watching, everybody. See you next time.
Next time.